Good afternoon, folks. Robert Chappell here, Executive Editor of Madison365 with your daily update for Wednesday, the 11th of May. We'll do COVID numbers first because not looking very good. Not as bad as I thought they'd be today, honestly. I thought our daily average would be over 2,000 today, but it's not. It's 1,963 is the 7-day average of new cases per day. That includes 2,598 new cases reported just today. Percentage of positive tests, it remains very high at 13.1%. That was 12.5 for the past 2 days. Not great at all. Hospitalizations, on the other hand, also, I shouldn't say on the other hand because they're also bad. 333 people currently hospitalized. That's an increase of 68 in the past week. So, looking at well over 20% increase just in the past week. 52 of those folks are in the ICU. That's up by 10. That is a 20% increase also from last week. It's still, we don't want to panic about it. It's still not really at the point of, overrunning the hospital system or anything like that. But I don't like where it's going. It's getting too high too fast. Now, if you're looking at the CDC, the newer, it's a couple months ago now that they changed this, but the CDC metrics that they look at, the community level, which combines cases with hospitalizations as a metric, most of Wisconsin is still low in terms of COVID impact. There are a handful of counties that are in the medium range, which includes, by the way, Milwaukee County and Dane County, and looks like Rock County as well. I'm sorry, not Rock County, Greene County, and Columbia County to the north of Dane County. So there's little pockets of medium community spread, but the rest of the state is pretty much green, indicating low community spread. So that is not just cases, though. That's cases, as it also takes into account severity and how many people are being hospitalized. So according to CDC, we're still doing all right, even though there's definitely a surge happening. And we'll see if it abates. The only thing that's going to slow it down at this point, I think, is vaccinations. We're still stuck at 34.2% have been boosted. We got to get more people boosted. That's the way out of this. I will say that the 7-day average of fatalities has fallen from 7 to 5. So that is actually coming down. It'll continue to go up most likely. But for today, it's down to 5 deaths confirmed per day. That's confirmed. That means that those deaths were actually happening 3 or 4 weeks ago. Okay. So that hasn't gotten terrible yet, but we'll keep an eye on it. Okay, we're going to take a short pause, and we'll come back with some more local news from Madison and around Wisconsin right after this. All right, this morning on the website, Madison365.org, we got a feature story on this new baseball league that's being put together by the Black Men's Coalition of Dane County. This is a free to participate baseball league, and the league, or the organization, is providing not only the playing time and is registration for the team, for the league, but also providing uniforms, equipment, cleats, bats, balls, all that you normally would have to pitch in yourself if you wanted to join a traveling baseball team. Now, this is going to be a local league from around Dane County. They're going to invite other existing teams from Dane County to scrimmage with them, but also this league will basically compete within itself. There's going to be 4 age groups, 3 teams in each age group, so 12 teams altogether. So they're looking for players. If you got kids from 4 to 12 who want to play some baseball this summer, you can sign them up. It's free. They're also looking for donations because this is going to cost about $100,000 to put together. They're buying a couple of vans because they're also understand that one of the barriers to participation in youth sports is transportation. Folks have to work, right? Folks have to. It's difficult to get your kid to practice at times if you have a busy schedule, if you have other little kids that you got to take care of, all that stuff. So basically, there's a ton of barriers to have kids, especially kids of lower income families and families of color, to get into these kind of sports. So they're just shaking down a lot of those barriers. I talked with Corey Marinu, who has played baseball as a youth. He's 6'8" now. He grew into a basketball player, but started out playing baseball as a kid. So I talked about just why baseball, about building community through baseball, about taking down some of these barriers to participation in youth sports. And one thing he said was that, this will allow kids to have a childhood, right? A lot of us with privilege were able to sign up. Our parents were able to buy this stuff. And I have the privilege for my kids to sign up for soccer and football and baseball, whatever else they want to do. I'm not rich, but I have the means, right, to pay those fees, to buy the shirts and all that stuff. But this baseball league will remove some of those barriers and allow anybody's welcome. Any race, all races, ethnicities, all genders are welcome. But it's primarily aimed at Black kids in around Madison and around Dane County. They also need volunteers. So if you want to coach, if you want to umpire, if you want to drive kids around, they really need all that help. So if you go to baseball dot, in fact, I'll just put this in the comments, baseball.bmcdc.org. Anything you want to do with this new baseball league, bmcdc.org. You can do it at this website. You can organize, you can register your player, you can make a donation, you can volunteer. Or if you have a business and you want to sponsor, your logo on the jerseys, that'd be kind of cool, right? You can do all that at that website. All right. Also today, we learned that we actually learned this yesterday, but it was posted today. This is Jason Fields, former state representative, current CEO of Madison Regional Economic Partnership, which is the local administrator of the Main Street Bounce Back Grant Program. Governor Tony Evers yesterday announced that he's adding $25 million to that program. He put in $50 million to begin with in $10,000 increments. That has helped 4,200 businesses. The idea is that they're filling up vacant storefronts. So if you have a small business and you intend to occupy a previously vacant storefront for at least a year, you can access this funding to help you get started. They're going to add $25 million to it, try to help a couple of thousand more businesses around the state, and have extended the application deadline from June of this year to all the way to the end of the year. So the details for that and how to get involved, how to apply, how to reach out to your local economic development agency, which is the agencies that are administrating these grants, is all at the website at Madison365.org. Also today, the Ho-Chunk Nation and the United States Army have reached an agreement. We know the history of these agreements, don't we? This is an agreement that was first signed in 1999, which allows the Ho-Chunk Nation access to the Fort McCoy military installation near Sparta, Wisconsin, for purposes of maintaining the indigenous. There are burial mounds there. There are other indigenous sacred sites there. That is, as where we are now in Madison, around Madison, it's all ancestral Ho-Chunk land. And this agreement allows the Ho-Chunk people access to the installation for the purposes of maintaining and making use of those sacred sites for the Ho-Chunk people. And President Marlon White Eagle was present to sign that at an event today. And finally today, sad news from Madison. If you're from Madison, you know this guy, Gotti Ben Dan. Just a towering figure in Madison's Black community. He was the original founder of Madison Times newspaper. Passed it on to Betty Hammonds. He and Betty Banks are the founders of Team Today Not Tomorrow, Team TNT, which ended up being a program for teens. It was a TV show. It was all sorts of stuff that he did. Gotti Ben Dan passed away this morning, and the details are not clear. His cause of death, he's been ill for some time. He's in his 80s. He was in his 80s. So we're working on, Dave Dahmer, our editor, is working on talking with family members, friends, community leaders to get memories and tributes to Gotti, who again passed away this morning, about 2:00 this morning. He just leaves a massive hole in Madison's Black community. So we will have we posted on the Facebook and on Twitter, we posted a story that Dave did back in 2016, a profile of Gotti. So if you don't know about him, or if you just want to remember for a minute, go read that story. But we'll have a more complete and proper obituary in the next few days. If you know Gotti, if you knew Gotti and want to contribute to that story, you want to say you have a memory of him, or just want to say something nice about him, reach out. Email us at news@madison365.org. All right, that's the news for today. It's a very beautiful night out. It's a bit on the hot side, but you can enjoy that. I'd rather have that than the rain and cold, so enjoy your evening. We'll be back tomorrow with more news for you. In the meantime, follow us at Madison365.org, as well as on our social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. Keep up with all the latest. Thanks. Have a great night.
This is 365 Media.